Friends, today we are going to start our second chapter of biology, 10th class, and the name of the chapter is control and coordination. So, what is the meaning of control and coordination? Or what do you mean by the term control and coordination? Suppose in a human being there are different systems exist in the body that are described in our first chapter of biology. The name of the chapter is life process. In life process, we have discussed about digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, or locomotion or movements. So, in control and coordination, we discuss about how these systems, how these systems work in a single unit to maintain our body growth and to maintain the daily activities. Means digestive system help in the digestion, respiration system provide gaseous exchange and also provide energy. So this energy is utilized by our body movement. So how this is coordinated, or what is the main system behind the this functioning? So now start with this slide. Yes, a system of control and coordination is essential in living organism. All living organism should have a system that help to control and coordination, or that help for the proper functioning of that organism. Why is it so? Because different body parts perform different functions. Got it? So different body parts can function as a single unit. If there is control and coordination in our body, so different body parts work as a single unit so that it maintain the homeostasis. What is homeostasis? Homeostasis is the process by which an organism maintain their internal body condition constant, with respect to external environment. So there is a proper system or proper different body parts that work in a single unit so that it maintain the homeostasis. Next, yes, next is movement. Next is movement. As the name suggests, movement is the change in the place or change of an organism from one place to another place is known as movement. We move from one place to another place. Uh, we try to, you can say, represent some explanation, or we try to run. So these are some movements. So some movements are connected with growth. All movements are not connected with growth. Means when we move from one place to another place, this is not you can say connected with the growth. But in plants, some movements are connected with the growth. Example, when seed germinate, then sprouts will form, and then plantlet will form, and then a complete plant will form. So this movement is directly connected with the growth. So in this first point, some movements are connected with the growth. For example, seed germination. For example, seed germination. And some movements are not connected with growth. Suppose we are running fast, or suppose we are walking. So this is a movement, but this movement is not connected with our any type of growth in the body. For example, a cat running. If a cat run, so it is not connected with the growth. If a buffalo start chewing, so chewing is a movement. Chewing is a movement, but this movement is not you can say connected with the growth. Or some children are playing on swing, so this is a movement, but this movement is not connected with any type of growth in the body. So next, now what is movement? In the previous slide, we explained the example or we try to give some example of movement. So now what is movement? Movement is the response to change in the environment of organism. Means if environmental changes take place, then sometime some organism try to respond with respect to change in environment. For example, we take an example from the plant. Suppose this is a plant and sunlight come from this side. This is a plant and sunlight come from this side. So after you can say 15 days or 20 days, the plant show bending. The plant show bending towards the sunlight. So this is the environmental change, sunlight, and with this the plant show change. The plant show change with respect to this environment. This is known as movement. Or movement is an attempt by living organism to use the change in their environment. Means if there is change in the environment, so living organism try to also use that change, or the organism is also try to change their body shape or body position. I'm again repeating it. When there is change in the environment, then the organism living in that environment will also attempt to use that change or try to have some changes in the living organism. So this is a movement. Yes. Now in this we will discuss in detail about the movement. All the movements in response to environment are carefully controlled. Means if there is change in the environment, if there is change in the environment, then all the movement with respect to environments are carefully controlled. Let's assume again the previous example. This is the plant. Here sunlight will fall. This is a plant. Here sunlight will fall. So sunlight, you can say it is a environmental condition. It is a environmental condition. So plant move with respect to sunlight. This is a controlled movement. This is a control movement. Suppose sunlight will comes from this direction. Suppose the sunlight will come from this direction. So the plant will move towards this side. The plant will move towards this side. And in this, the plant will move towards this side. If the sunlight is there. Hope you understand that. I'm again repeating, all the movements with respect to or with response to environment are carefully controlled. If there are environmental movement, the environmental movement are carefully controlled. Next line, each kind of change in the environment evokes an appropriate movement in the response. Means if there is change in the environment, then the organism also show some appropriate response. Again repeating, this is a plant, here this is sunlight. If the sunlight comes from this direction continuously for 15 days, then plant will bend towards this side. If the sunlight will come towards from this direction continue for 15 days, then the plant will move towards this side. Got it? So if there is change in the environment, then the organism will also show some controlled movement. But let us take another example. If the plant is, you can say, in the park area, so in park area, the sunlight will come from all direction. So there is no bending. There is no bending of plant in park. For bending, the direction of sunlight should be fixed. Either from this side regular 15 days, either from this side regular. Got it? Next. Yes, second point is already discussed. The movement to be made depends upon the event. Yes, the movement should be depend upon the events. Events means from where the sunlight will start, or from where the sunlight strike, or the duration of the sunlight. Next. Therefore, such control movement must be connected to recognition of events. Means these movements are depend upon the events in the environment. This is the movement, this is the environmental event. So these are interdependent. Next slide. When we take when we assume regarding the animals, animals have a better control and coordination system. When we try to explain about the coordination or control in the animal, the answer is nervous system. Nervous system is that system in which all the movements are you can say work in a controlled and coordinated manner. If we are moving from one place to another place, we are walking, we are studying. So for these processes, there should be control and coordination in our body. So in our body, there is a one system which helps in the control and coordination, and this system is known as nervous system. So nervous system is the control and coordination center. Nervous system is the control and coordination center, main center that help for control and coordination. Nervous system, and all the movements related to nervous system are, you can say, triggered by or started by muscular tissue. Suppose this is the movement of hand. Okay. So in this muscles are used. This movement is under the control of brain, but this movement is triggered by this muscles. Next. Now, there are various receptors. That sense the change in the environment. What does it mean? In an organism, there are various type of receptors are present, and these receptors sense the change in the environment. For example, you can say, if we touch an hot object, suddenly when we touch an hot object, we withdraw our hand. So some receptors are present on the surface. These surface, you can say, identify the hotness or the coldness of the external surrounding, and this receptor help to deliver the message towards the nervous system, and this nervous system then work according to the message. Then this nervous system will work according to the message. So what are receptors? Receptors are, you can say, specialized organ that detect the change in the environment. Got it? And they are present in mainly sensory organ. Receptors are present in sensory organ. Sensory means they have the ability to sense. Yes, these are some receptors. You have to only learn the name of the receptor and where these receptors are present. Only you have to learn that. We don't discuss here in detail the mechanism. Mechanism is not in our syllabus, but you should remember the receptors. First, receptor in skin, and the skin receptors are known as cutaneous receptors. Cutaneous receptor. Next, receptor in nose. In nose, olfactory receptors are there. And this olfactory receptor help in, you can say, sense of smell. Sense of smell is filled by olfactory receptors. Next, receptor present in tongue. In tongue, the receptors are known as gustatory receptor, and this gustatory receptor help for the taste. Next, receptor in ears. In ears, auditory receptors are there. Auditory means the receptor that help in the hearing. So this is the first part of control and coordination. Thank you.